Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the show today. This is Comics News Today for the 20th of December. Christmas is bearing down on us, Rabbit. Do you do
It
anything there
is.
for Christmas?
Yeah, we do Christmas.
Yeah,
I
but I mean,
don't
what
know
do you
how
do
else to.
specifically? How do you guys celebrate?
Well, now I'm older. It's a bit different. When I was younger, we used to
Sure.
go out Christmas Eve and get hammered and all that. Now Christmas Eve. I hang out with my brother, get a few beers in, play some games, get do the Christmas stuff. I guess I don't really have to. And then Christmas Day, we family Christmas with my parents and whoever's still going.
Yep. Okay. There you go.
And yeah, Christmas dinner. Presents.
Do you
You know.
do goose? No Christmas goose?
Turkey. Some people, I think, do goose. Turkey's the main
Well, that
thing.
is traditional for the British, but yeah, I don't do anything now. I mean, literally, we do nothing. My kids are coming back on the 27th, actually, so we'll do nothing at all for Christmas here. But then again, New Year's is the bigger holiday here in Japan. However, when I was a
Oh,
kid, though, I had great Christmases, man. That's one thing about living in a gigantic family. That's really cool is the holidays. On Christmas Eve, we go out and we do a run to all of my aunts and uncles' houses, where all the family was gathering, and I literally have hundreds of family, right? And so you'd see everybody exchange presents. There's always food to eat. It was a great experience. I loved doing that. Halloween, all the holidays were great. And then, of
hmm.
course, Christmas morning, we get up and we open the presents and we have breakfast. And then usually we'd have a bunch of brunch with the family coming over. But no goose. No, no, we don't. Americans don't eat goose. Usually ham.
We always have ham on like Christmas Eve. Where I
Mm,
always like cook a big ham for like just and buffet kind of stuff. Like
sure.
sausage rolls and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, candy
All the
ham.
Christmas trimmings. Yeah, yeah. Well, I know candied ham, but yeah, you get the idea. It seems
Yeah.
very similar.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we are similar. We've only got a few hundred years separating our cultures, really, so we're not that different. But yeah, Christmas is always fun. These days, I don't really do anything at home, but of course, in my school with the kids, I have a lot of Christmassy things we do, which is fun. I still get to do it with the kids, and because that's really Christmas is really fun when you're doing with stuff with the kids, right? I mean, that's the fun part of Christmas. But let me go over here and I'm going to. Did I not do that? I didn't do that again. Goodness gracious. I often forget things. But just a little bit of a primer here. We are talking about a comic book character today. I wonder who. I wonder who we're talking about today. Big surprises incoming. Big surprises. Let me come back over here. Okay, now let's do this. So yeah, I hope you guys share this out and like it. We do appreciate that, but we want, of course, to have as many people in here as possible have a chat with us. You guys know our format here. We're not really that interested in all of the YouTube famous and all that kind of crap. It doesn't mean anything. We're just having a chat with some friends. So more the merrier. Let's see here. Join us live. Yes. So, how many family do you have? How big's your family?
Well, my family.
Mm,
To be honest with you, well, I mean, it used to be a lot bigger. I don't have any grandparents or anything like that anymore. Not for a good few years. I've got
sure.
my immediate family is just my parents, my brother, which is where I spend most of my time with at Christmas. My cousins on my dad's side, I see them quite often. That's about it, really. I mean, I do have family. I've met some others, but we don't really, we're not close with any of the others. That's about it as far as close family that we
Sure.
see.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Friends, obviously, a lot of friends, but
Yeah.
it's
It's
different.
well, like I said, when I was a kid, we had 300 some odd family show up to any odd event. But
Jesus Christ, dude, that's a lot of
no, it's a
people.
huge family, dude. It's really, really big. But now that I've, the other half of my life I've been traveling, and of course, been married here for half my life. And her family is very teeny, very, very small. Um, we never see her brothers. Very rare. I mean, like once a decade or something like that. So it's just her parents. Her parents are both in their 80s. They're old, but they're still spry. I mean, their brain is still fine. But they'll probably be here another decade or more. Japanese live forever. But my side, my grandparents are certainly gone, and my mom's gone. My dad's still about, but then again, I don't think you can. I don't think you can kill him so easily. But he's one of those dudes. I mean, he literally has shrapnel still in his body. He literally walks. Has been walking around his whole life with metal in him. Right.
That's kind of badass, isn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah. Actually, kind of scared my wife when because they came over and visited us when we lived in Hawaii a couple decades ago, and he was changing and he took off his shirt and of course he just tore the hell up with scars all over his body. She
Mm.
thought she was in a horror show. Well, lifelong soldier. That's kind of what happens to you, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I don't know. I suppose.
yeah. But yeah, so it's weird because you would expect he'd be the one to go first, right? I mean, because he's so shot up and cut up and he's been burned, literally set on fire. So I don't know. But you just can't kill the dude. Yeah, that's the way it is.
Hey, it sounds like a complete badass. So you have a badass. Yeah, is it?
Well, it's just that life. As with
Yeah,
anything,
yeah,
if
no.
you practice it enough, you become a master of it, right? So
Yeah, sure.
But anyway, let's see. Yeah, I just saw Uncle Ethan starting to talk about the Punisher and John Mealand and the gang. With John Mayland, I think you mean, and the gang. Yeah, well, I'm going to do it too. I wonder why. Wonder why we're having the same thoughts. But let's.
Everyone's furious.
I don't know
Yeah,
about furious, but I know every week here we are trying to talk about a new character. And today I thought we'd talk a little bit about the Punisher. You ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready. So let's get into this. Here we go.
We
Alrighty.
just
All right. So I got everything set up and it's back. All right, good. Yeah. So today I thought we would have ourselves a chat about this week's comic book character being the Punisher. Now, this, of course, is Dolph Lundgren's a version of it in the comic they made with it. I just thought it was funny. But there have been several incarnations of Frank Castle, of course. I thought this was a pretty interesting picture. Nice little
hmm.
skull symbol there. And today we're going to be talking about an article that's talking about the skull symbol. So I thought I kind of put some different examples of it here. I like this picture particularly. Uh, and of course, we have the movies, which we have, I forget this guy's name. Dolph Lundgren did one. The guy in the middle did one. But this guy, what's this guy's name on the left? What's his name, dude? Uh,
Oh, is he the one that did the one where it starts with a bunch of horrible violence?
Warzone. Yeah, this is the best
Yeah,
Punisher
that was
movie.
a really
Yeah,
good. That was a really good Punisher movie.
yeah,
I
it
thought. I
was.
mean, maybe
Yeah,
just yeah. The one in the middle did the worst movie.
I think so.
It wasn't his
It
fault.
wasn't
It's
his
like I
fault.
mean,
Yeah. Yeah, it's just not the one on the left was the best Punisher, and he had the coolest, one of the coolest Punisher skulls. But I have to say that the TV dude here, his Punisher skull was the best, though.
he was that was a good series. I enjoyed it.
Well,
I mean, a lot of Punisher fans probably were a bit in and out. I think, but I thought it was
season
good.
one
I
was
enjoyed it.
awesome. Yeah, and when he was
Yeah,
on
yeah. Well,
Daredevil, it was
season
great.
one was definitely the best
Yeah,
one. Definitely
yeah.
the best season.
Season two, it was more about I love him, which is not really Punisher.
I
Um,
mean, it had some good moments in it still, but yeah, I know what
yeah,
you
yeah.
mean.
But the first season I loved. I adored it. I thought it was, really good Punisher. But this guy's a bit short to be playing Punisher, I feel, but he gave his best effort. I still
He's a
think the
good
best.
actor.
Yeah, yeah. I think the best Punisher is this guy on the left. I actually can't remember his name. Maybe someone could help me out. However, Frank Grillo it should be the Punisher. I mean, I don't know why the hell he's not already. I mean, Jesus, the guy's 50 something years old and he looks stacked as a 20-year-old dude. I mean, Jesus. Have you seen Frank Grillo recently?
No,
Unbelievable.
actually, no.
Yeah, no, he is
I
the
believe it.
embodiment of the Punisher. But the Punisher is very problematic. For these people. And I was really surprised they did a Punisher series as problematic as he is. But of course, the Punisher, for those of you who don't know, he is a vigilante. His story is very simple. It's very common, actually, in the land of storytelling. His family gets taken out by some bad mafioso types. He's like ex government, ex CIA, ex special forces, ex something. He's a soldier. And he goes underground to kill them bastards, and he keeps on killing them. And he's a pure vigilante. I don't even know if he's an anti hero. He is justice, he is wrath, right? That's what he is.
Yeah.
And people love him for it. He's a cool character. He's very interesting. And it seems like one of the co-creators of the Punisher doesn't understand what he created. Hmm. Let's get into the article here because yeah, this is complete lack of awareness, and this guy is constantly contradicting himself. Anyway, Marvel gives the Punisher a new, completely reworked skull symbol. Okay, but that's not as important as what's going on in this article. The new Punisher series is coming from Jason Aaron, yay, and Jesus or Jesus Says, and Paul Azaceta, maybe, is the new one. All right, fine. It's very big. It's covering his entire body. This one, but anyway, this is more about Jerry Conway. Now he's co-creator of the Punisher, of course. And if you guys remember, the Punisher showed up in episode of or issue of Spider-Man way, 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 way back, and he was bad guy initially. That's what he was. And he still kind of is. He is what he is, right? But anyway, back in June, Conway took to Twitter. He was very upset, Rabbit, because
Mm.
he said he's looking for young comic book artists of color, okay, who'd like to participate in a small fundraising project for Black Lives Matter, okay, to reclaim the Punisher skull as a symbol of justice rather than lawless police oppression. Okay,
Oh, I mean, that's where he went wrong right there.
yeah,
If
right
he hadn't have
there.
gone as far as that last bit, maybe he'd have been all right.
Oh, he goes further. Oh yeah, he,
Okay,
he's
God.
he's dug in like a tick. This guy Conway, but he had said previously that he derided the police and the military who used the symbol because a lot of police and military guys like the Punisher symbol. Now I'm going to ask you, Ray. You're not an American and you don't give shit about politics whatsoever.
No,
I'm going to ask you just a super simple question, Rabbit. Why do people like the Punisher symbol?
I don't know. It's badass.
There we
It's a
go.
skull.
Thank
Like you can see,
thank
it's
you.
death incarnate, isn't it?
Thank you.
You know,
It's
you see
cool.
that symbol in the dark, you know you're fucked.
It's badass.
Yeah,
End of conversation,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's it. It's just badass. Why do
It's
you think
striking. Yeah, the
bikers
new
put?
one looks stupid.
It's too big, yeah. But why do you
It's
think
not just
bikers put
that.
skulls and spikes and dragons and all kind of crap all over their stuff? Why? Because they're faithful. It's a religion. No, it's badass.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. All right. But he's disturbed. He's upset, Rabbit, because when he figures that Embrace, Punisher iconography, because the Punisher represents a failure of the justice system. He's supposed to indicate the collapse of social moral authority and the reality some people can't depend on institutions like the police and military to act in a just and capable way.
God.
Well, that's exactly what he sounds like, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I know, I agree.
Dude, you're way overthinking it. It's just badass. That's the only reason why the cops and the military guys like it. Bikers like it too because it's cool, dude.
Yeah, it is. That's it exactly.
Yeah.
Same
Um,
reason people always say the same thing about like when you see a Yakuza in a movie and they've got all the tattoos on them. It's the
yeah.
same thing.
Yeah.
Now,
Just cool. And besides, well, let's take another look at it. What does the Punisher represent? He represents pure and raw justice, not law, because the law is blind, and people seem to think that's a good and just statement, but it's a horrible one. But it's true. Law is blind. It doesn't care. You get caught up in the net of law, your life is impacted. Justice is about just action, right? And that's what the Punisher is. He's raw justice. He don't give a shit about law. He's just going to bring wrath to the unjust, right? So maybe a
Yeah.
cop or maybe a military guy identifies with that, maybe, right? Maybe they think that justice is more important than the law, right? Maybe. And of course, I think it isn't that deep. I think they just think it's cool. But once again, Mr. Conway, you're contradicting yourself, dude. Right? But he's not happy. He keeps going on. He's just going on about what the Punisher represents, which I just encapsulated in 2 minutes, with not even 20 seconds, where he takes paragraphs here. My point of view is the Punisher is an anti-hero someone might root for while remembering he's also an outlaw and a criminal. If an officer of law representing justice puts a criminal symbol on his car or shares challenge coins honoring a criminal, he or she is making a very ill-advised statement. Are they? Okay.
I mean, if they're going to go down this route, they're going to start having to get the Ninja Turtles next.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, dude. Everything is on the table. Everything. Yeah. Um, but of course, Marvel Comics went out to deal with these stupid cops and military guys who are wearing Punisher. How dare you wear our stuff and promote our marketing, giving us free commercial input? Don't do that. How dare you? And they taught him here in the new Punisher number 13. The Punisher stopped by two police officers who reveal that they are fans of the Punisher and believe in what he's doing. In response, the Punisher rips their symbols from their clothes and tells them, I say this once, we're not the same. You took enough to uphold the law. You help people. I gave that all up a long time ago. You don't do what I do. Nobody does. Yeah.
See Batman.
Thank you. Thank you. I was channeling Christian Bale.
You're in a Batman, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely channeling you're in a Batman.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, they got him, right? They got him. So in the comic book, they actually went after these cops and military who dared to wear a Punisher symbol. I mean, how unaware and simply dim can you be? These guys are promoting your thing. When people see that, maybe they don't know what it is. Say, hey, what's that? Oh, that's the Punisher, man. Marvel Comics, you should go check it out. Right? Free advertising,
Yeah.
right? But no.
It's going to get worse as well.
No. But anyway, they have radically reworked it, released with announcement of the new series. Now, this right here, Punisher number 1. Can you tell me what the hell is this? What is this thing on his chest?
It's not even a good design. I mean, I'm not a graphic designer, and I wouldn't draw it. You know what I mean? If it's just shit. You'd send that back to whoever drew that.
Yes, you would.
It's like they're trying to cash in on it looks like a One Piece pirate flag. You know what I mean? That's what it looks like.
Well, it's also
and what's with the two katanas and the things? I mean, is he trying to be a ninja now? I don't really understand the story, but
he seems to be with a hand.
He doesn't look well. I mean, I don't know comics like you do. I mean, it's been a long time since I've looked at the Punisher, but he looks shit.
No, it looks shit. I agree with you. He looks shit. And what's going on with his legs? Look at his legs, dude.
Yeah.
That is poorly drawn, dude.
It is poorly drawn.
Yeah.
It's not very well colored either.
No.
They colored that. Someone with an airbrush.
Yeah, I don't know why he has these tantos on his waist. Well, one's a tanto, the other one might be a wakizashi. I don't know, but I don't have any clue why. I mean, Frank can certainly fight hand to hand. He can fight with any weapon, but he is a gun
definitely.
guy. He's a gun guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Machine guns or fists to the face, generally.
Yes, right. So I don't know. Is this the symbol that the redesign? Is this it? It seems like the article is pointing me in that direction. That's it. That's
everything I've seen.
Dude.
Everyone's posted. Yeah, everyone just posted it today, and everyone's like, "What the fuck?" But no, I've not seen one post saying I like it. You know what I mean?
I mean,
it doesn't represent anything.
No, it doesn't. I thought this was the symbol. See, now this is okay, I guess.
Well, that's just the same, or the original symbol, just drawn in the style of whoever drew the picture.
Yeah, I'm confused.
That's all that is.
I never liked this one. I'm confused. What is the new symbol? Huh? Is it this one? Well, whatever.
Well,
I'm sure it's stupid because everything is stupid these days because it's got to be stupid.
the one
But
with all the horns and all the teeth, that's the one I've seen. Looks like
okay,
they're trying to make
stupid.
like that Japanese Oni kind of
No,
thing.
the just
Yeah, that's the one I've seen everyone
the one
posting.
they did in the Warzone movie and the one with the TV show where it's basically spray painted, stencil spray painted on, freaking badass, dude.
Yeah, because it looks
Freaking
realistic as
badass.
well.
Yes,
And
it
it,
does.
it's
Yeah.
battle worn, covered in blood. It looks good.
Yeah. But Mr. Conway is not having a good day. He's just not. And we come over here and have ourselves a laugh and goof at these idiots. But I also kind of feel sad for him. I know I shouldn't, but I mean, these people are unhappy, Rabbit. They're
They must
really
be.
unhappy people day to day, and it's like, how do you live in such a toxic environment? I mean, Jesus, dude, right? I mean, I'm a
Yeah.
happy dude. I'm happy every day, all day. I'm known for being a happy, pleasant person, right? And I enjoy living that way. It's nice to be happy, you know?
It's the best way to be. Otherwise, you'd
Yeah,
just be miserable all the fucking time.
that's right. I mean, and people smiling when they meet you and having nice conversations. It's good, man. It's good. Life is good, dude. Yeah, it's good. Enjoy
Hmm.
what you can, right? But
Yeah.
the people we talk about over here are just constantly angry. They're constantly angry. And Mr. Conway getting upset that people enjoy your image, that you created. Well, dude, you should be happy about that.
Yeah, I
Uh,
would be.
yeah. I mean, it's a comic book character. It's not real.
That's the thing. I feel like these people feel like it is real sometimes. It's like,
Well,
what? I don't
that's
get it.
right, dude. They defend these fantasy characters. I mean, it's a fantasy character just as much as spoilers. Santa, Frosty the Snowman, the Baby Jeebus, and all the rest of them. Right? It's
Yeah.
just it's just fantasy world, and that's fine. You can enjoy it and make you can even make it part of your life. But I mean, dude, get a grip, right? Get a grip. But Punisher himself, pretty cool. I've read many Punisher comic books over the course of my life. It's not my favorite character, although my friend John, he was an avid Punisher fan, and actually had gotten I gotten like my uncle Dave had like the old military Navy chests. You know those ones that they could put they just all their gear and then they
Oh
ship
yeah,
them on
yeah. I
airplanes.
know what you mean. Yeah.
And it was just full of comics, going from way back when he was little up until probably he was close to adulthood, and I actually had a few of the very first sightings of the Punisher in there, and I gave them to him, which I had to replace the Spider-Man one later because I wanted my collection to be complete. But oh well. But yeah, cool character. And he has legs. He's been around for a while. And Mike Barron is the best Punisher writer. I wouldn't disagree with it, Dave. I do like Mike's Punisher, for sure. But Mike is he's just a good writer, dude. I mean, it does whatever he does is interesting. He's just good at the English word, dude. Anyway, let's move on. Oh, God. All right, this boy, Tom Holland. Um, uh, he's sitting on possibly the largest opening in history, right? I mean, they made
Yeah.
what,
I mean,
600
I sorry.
billion? I
Carry
mean,
on.
600 million in the opening weekend. That's freaking epic, dude. That is epic.
I know what you're gonna because I read this and well I have an opinion. Well, carry on.
Yeah. Well, no. Here's the thing. Now, is he British?
He is, yeah.
Yeah, I
He's
thought
very
so.
British.
He is British.
He
He and
actually seems like if you actually hear him and stuff, he's really, really cool guy. To be honest,
I don't know about that though,
he
Rabbit,
was on
because
Hot Wings. Did you watch him on that? He was pretty cool on that.
uh,
Hot Ones, whatever
no,
that
but
interview
but
show with the spicy wings.
but this is what I know about him. He always opens his damn mouth when he should be quiet,
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
right? I mean, right now you're riding this epic wave. People are freaking stir crazy in their damn houses. They want out. They're flooding to the theaters to see your normal Spider-Man movie because of all the woke crap that they don't want to waste their money on because it's so damn expensive. You're making ridiculous amounts of money off of it, popularity and fame. Right now, Mr. Holland is when you shut up. But no, he isn't going to shut up because he believes that he should step aside because it's time for more diverse Spider-Mans, maybe even a Spider-Girl or a Spider-Woman. But and it shows that he didn't do his research, Rabbit, because
Yeah,
they
but
are separate characters, you see, and they could do their movies too. Has
I
nothing to do with
agree.
Spider-Man.
Is he doing that because that's what he said, or is he doing that just because he can see trouble ahead for Marvel and all their woke crap coming forwards? And
Don't
it's like, I'm
This
out.
boy is not smart, dude. Don't put,
Is he not? What?
Dr. No level on this kid. He's not. He's
To no
dumb.
level.
He's a dumb kid who just speaks without thinking. He's always done it. He's got himself in trouble many times. He has these NDAs that he signs, but he says shit and gets in trouble because he's a dumb kid. He doesn't think before he speaks, and he's all
Well,
about the wokeness. He's all about
in all
this
honesty,
nonsense.
okay, well, okay, that's fine. I don't know enough about him then, but I mean, I'm not a fan of Spider-Man as a general rule. I don't mind Spider-Man, but I don't think he was the. I think he was the worst Spider-Man so
Easily.
far.
Easily.
So who cares, to be honest
Yeah.
with you? And Marvel is going to be a shit show from going forward anyway, except for maybe the odd series here and there.
Right.
I think
Well,
what's it? Morbius looks okay. Mobius, whatever
but
it
that's
is.
Sony though. That's this company, right?
Yeah,
That made
okay.
this movie.
But, I mean, I don't think it will be. I don't think. Yeah, I think he's probably made the right decision to get out now anyway. To be honest, maybe he can do something
Maybe.
better.
I'm fine with him stepping down and not being involved with Spider-Man anymore. Whatever. That's not what I'm saying. Is I've watched this kid for years, and he just doesn't know when to shut up, dude.
I know he lets things go sometimes, and he just says shit he's not supposed to. But then, I mean, maybe he just doesn't care. You never know, I suppose.
I think he's just dim-witted. I really do. But whatever. I feel a little bit bad for Zendaya though, because this girl, I hack on her a lot because she's not a good actress. She's a token, right?
Yeah.
But I feel sympathy for her because of that, because she's just a girl trying to make money and she's getting all this stuff thrown at her and she's not up to the task, right? Everything you see her in, she's blasé at best, right? And I don't know. I just feel a little bad for her, but she seems to be keeping her head down, though. She doesn't really seem to make much noise. She's trying her best to be pretty. At least she's doing that. A lot of these women have gotten all, and they can't show off some skin. Maybe that's a little bit too much skin, girl. But whatever.
I don't know. I don't know. I think more care less now than they used to.
Yeah,
mean,
no, a
it's
lot
all
of that is
starting to
going
see
on. We
that
just don't
it's.
give a shit. Yeah, that's true. I just wish this kid would shut up. That's all I care. I don't care what he says. I'm just
He
like,
just
shut
shut
up,
the
Well,
kid.
the good news is he has like no say at anything at all.
No.
Because he's been complaining about how uncomfortable the Spider-Man suits are literally since day one, and they've made no changes for him. So he has no stroke. He can't even get that done. He has no stroke at all.
No.
He might after this one though, because it's been so successful. It might give him a little more play, but
I don't think
We'll
so.
see.
There's always that. I mean, maybe he's holding out for some extra cash because they don't get paid
Yeah,
enough. For
he's
something.
got 3
once
more movies
again-
on his contract. He ain't going nowhere.
You're giving way too much credit to the intellectual capacity of this
Sorry,
boy.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Well, he is a
Not
boy too. He's
shrewd.
really young.
He's not clever.
He is young, yeah.
Yeah. He is an idiot kid that just blurts shit out as soon as it comes to his head, and he's been given that woke syrup, right?
Maybe
I
he's
guess
just
he's
always
25
drunk
now.
or high. You never know.
Yeah.
He's just
I
high all the time.
I think a lot of it is also he knows he's supposed to say those things.
I think so.
So
Yeah.
he just does it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's something he sits around and frets about. Oh man, Spider-Man's not diverse enough.
He might, dude. Don't put it past him. But I don't really care anything about it. I don't give a shit what a kid says. The reason I put it up is it astounds me that this kid has such a knack for speaking when he should be shutting.
Yeah.
I mean, he has such a knack for it. Every damn time you should
I
be
kinda think that's
quiet, dude.
funny.
And here he comes out just blah, 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 vomiting
Blah, blah,
from the
blah, blah,
mouth.
blah.
I
Yeah.
think it's funny.
I think what'll happen is, because from what I was just reading, he has 3 more movies on his contract. Now, those don't have to be solo movies; those could be MCU movies. But he has 3 more movies to be Spider-Man. Now,
Yeah.
they could shelf him if he asks, and just they introduce the other 2, so they easily could just make Spider-Man movies with one of them. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think
No.
this movie is a huge success.
Yeah, run with it.
I don't
dude.
think he's going anywhere. He's not. He might be a dumb kid, but he's not a retard. He's gonna get in there and make that money.
Yeah,
This is gonna be a multi-billion-dollar franchise now. The Spider-Man branch alone,
Yeah.
and this is desperately what Marvel needed because they were dying.
Yeah,
They were
kicking
dying on the
balls.
vine.
Yeah.
Oh,
I hope they run with this and they stay on this track with Jon Favreau, because it's great. Because you know what this gives me hope for, right? Because I'm not a Tom Holland Spider-Man fan. It's not really
Right.
Spider-Man. Although Thundero says it did seem to correct a little bit of that. But you know what it
Oh,
gives
yeah.
me hope for? Morbius, dude.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm hoping for.
there's also
sorry.
there's also a big tease for Venom. There's a
that's
big
what I
tease
wanna
for
see.
Daredevil. So we could get a whole Spider-Man universe
As
here
we
of some of his better characters and some of the more cameo heroes that could show up. Like you could do. I was thinking the other night. I was talking to some guys. They could easily do a Kingpin, Daredevil, Spider-Man, Punisher movie or something like that.
Oh my
Like they could
God.
do that now. That's something that can happen, and it would be great because by the end of this movie, I'm going to say it again. He's Spider-Man. He's not Iron Boy anymore. He's finally a man.
That's
Okay.
good. That's
Well,
good.
I haven't watched it, but I'll give
I
it a
haven't
watch.
either. Yeah.
I would like to see him and Venom together. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, that's where he should be. Maybe just turn him into the adult side of Marvel and get rid of all the
Sure.
boring
Yeah.
kiddie Marvel
Well,
stuff.
Well, you know what? In that little reference you just made, I would love an idea of the Punisher going to kill the Kingpin and Spider-Man and Daredevil getting shot the hell up because they're trying to stop him.
That would be great.
That would be awesome, dude.
You could do that if you're going to do Venom.
That's great.
You could do I think if they're ever going to do a Kraven movie, after this movie is the perfect one to do it because he's ready for it. He's ripe. They could have him literally kill Kraven or basically beat him near to death. Have Punisher see that and Punisher come after him, thinking he's gone rogue or whatever. There's just so many cool things you can do with that, Spider-Man world, that gravity that they've done in the comics many different times with different crossovers that you could easily just plug right into these movies, and it all makes sense because they're all relatively New York based with very few tweaks needed to make it make sense.
Yeah. Well, you know what I'd like to see? What I would love to see, and coming out of his comments, because I put this up here basically because this kid always speaks when he shouldn't. But you know what I've always wanted to see, dude, is Mayday Parker. I love Mayday. And Mayday is basically later in Peter's life, he ends up losing his leg and retiring, in a bad guy fight. And he and Mary Jane are just living together, and they have a little girl. They raise their girl. Of course, she's born with the spider powers, and she becomes Mayday Parker, and that's a female Spider-Man, right?
Sure.
I would love to see that. That would be cute, and it's something we could see in the future with Tom Holland, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways they can go with the ending, especially like I said, they tease Venom pretty much directly, so that's going to happen at some point. There's just so much they can do because it's literally a soft reboot, right? This third movie is a soft reboot of this whole character.
Oh, good.
And it's beautiful. The ending to it is just chef's kiss. It's it's probably the best one since the first Spider-Man movie.
All I've heard is good reviews about it. It makes me want to watch it because I wasn't bothered about it otherwise.
Did they kill Zendaya?
No comment.
Did they?
You can't spoil it for people. I haven't watched it yet.
No comment.
My heart will glow.
I mean, I'm just looking forward to seeing Spider-Man 2 in it.
If you guys look at the Spider-Man thing
what's his
behind him,
name?
Spider-Man No Way Home, look at the O. Does that not look like Peter Porker's nose? Doesn't it?
Just
a bit.
Spider-Man.
I will spoil that. There's no Peter Porker. They
Damn
didn't
it.
spider
All
pig
right,
us.
fine. Moving on.
I'll be back.
Petition launched to keep Netflix's live-action Cowboy Bebop canceled. Like,
I
listen,
wasn't
no,
gonna
no.
leave until I
Oh,
saw
we
what you're
don't
fucking
want this
talking
back.
about. What?
Okay? We
That is
don't
Chef-
want this back.
They
This
can go
is
fuck
Chef's
themselves
kiss,
with
by
that.
the way.
This isn't the real thing, right?
No, well, see what happened with it, it's being ironic, of course. But what happened was,
Okay.
is there a group of
Very
people that
good.
came out and started a petition to bring Netflix's Cowboy Bebop back. These people like fuck that, and they created their own petition to say we don't want it back. So there's dueling petitions
good.
going on right now.
It makes me happy.
Yeah,
It makes me really happy.
No, nobody wants that back. I don't care.
Yeah, it's
It's
trash fire. Yeah.
it's just not good. Like, you can take away all the political objections you might have to it, which I don't even know if there's much political stuff in it. It's just not good. It's poorly designed, poorly done. The best part about it is the theme song, but that's from the other show. So they just copied that from there. I broke it down one here once where they had that still shot of Vicious with the sword at his throat. It's from the anime, right? They're at the cathedral, and there's the big stained glass window behind them.
Right.
Well, in this one, they changed the angle so the stained glass window is behind both of them, which completely ruins the visual cinematography of that shot.
The whole point of
Because
it as well.
Yes, these people don't know what they're doing. They have no idea.
The delusion of justification is the whole reason the stained glass was behind him.
Yep.
Yeah. But anyway, Roger says, still on the Spider-Man thing, but if they're going to introduce a girl spider, when they do it with Ghost Spider, which I think is Spider-Gwen, right? Well, I mean, they could. See, I never had a problem with the Spider-Gwen idea. I mean, she gets bit instead of Peter in an alternate universe. Okay, fine. It's an Elseworld story. But also, you have other things like Silk. Silk, they dropped the ball on. I think that could have been a cool character. And of course, the Mayday Parker thing as well. There are options. I'm just saying that you could do a female character who has spider-like powers because they exist. That's all I'm saying. Spider-Man himself doesn't need to be changed.
Yeah, I would love a Spider-Woman movie. Why not do a low-budget Spider-Woman movie?
Unrelated though. That's not.
I know, but it's still. What my point is there's options out there. If you want to do something where you could even do a Spider-Man and Spider-Woman movie, like there's a lot of ways you could make stuff like that work. You could bring Silk in. You could bring in. I like the idea of Silk. The execution of that character was terrible.
It was,
but the idea isn't bad.
I think so. Yeah.
There's a lot of really cool ideas for female Spider-Men that you can do, or Spider People, I guess they call them. Why not?
People.
Why not try it?
That's a terrifying
Spider lass.
Spider people everywhere. Fucking nightmare.
Yeah. Absolutely, but just to verify for the chat though, Spider Woman is all part of the Wundagore Mountain AIM laboratory aspect. It has nothing to do with Peter Parker whatsoever. But she's a cool character though. I do, but I hate what they've done with her recently. Talk about abusing your characters, dude. I mean, Jesus Christ. But whatever. Poor girl.
Yeah.
But yeah, no more.
Nonsense. Poopy pants. None of this Netflix live action. Just everybody, if you're excited for a Netflix show, don't. Don't. They get one or two a year that's good, and everything else is garbage. So just don't.
It's not just that, dude. They do a lot of shit, but when they do something good, they cancel it straight away.
I know.
Yeah, they just abandon it.
Right? What's it they did? What's his face is Jupiter Man.
Jupiter's Legacy. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, that was fucking amazing. I loved that, and it cancelled it. But it was really good. I don't get it. I don't know. Netflix has pissed me off so many times. I don't even bother anymore.
Yep.
Except for The Witcher, because I like that.
How about some happy news?
The Witcher Season 2's been pretty good. Oh, yeah, I saw this. I stayed up and waited for that trailer, and that trailer's sick. And the animation looks unbelievable. I'm so excited. I don't want to wait till damn October.
It's about time as well, isn't it?
Oh, my God.
How many years have we been waiting for this?
It'll be 10 years that it's been canceled by the time it comes out. That this anime was stopped. Bleach. Yeah, me too. It's my favorite anime.
My children.
So it's not my favorite, but it's definitely it's definitely up there.
Particularly my son will be very happy about this news. They loved Bleach when it came out. They were a perfect age for it, I think. when it came out. And of course, I certainly watched it. I've seen most of the episodes. I know the story. And old Strawberry's back. Do they call him Strawberry in the English version?
Ichigo.
Strawberry,
Ichigo.
yeah.
But they do. There are some references to him being a strawberry, right?
Yeah, they
because
do.
of the name.
Well, his name
when
is
he first
Strawberry.
comes into it,
The last, I think the last chapter was called "Death in the Strawberry," if I remember correctly.
Oh, I see. Well, I mean, he is Strawberry. That's his name.
Yeah. Fair, I want to see what's his face? I forgot his fucking name. The scientist guy, because he's one of my favorite characters.
Oh yeah,
More of him. Kuretsuji, is it?
I'm gonna have to find
yeah,
this,
that's one of them.
Kenpachi, obviously. We want to see more Kenpachi.
Oh yeah.
I just can't wait for all of it. But I mean, I'm not going to ruin it because I know I've read it, so I know exactly what's going to happen. But
I want to take a look at the trailer here.
Aren't they doing some more manga as well? Isn't he rewriting the next?
He did. They had the 20th anniversary, and he just dropped a brand new basically like volume, because it was like 70 pages long, and nobody knows if he's going to continue it. But he sets up a whole new story arc, and we're like, what?
So.
What are you doing?
we need more Bleach. Yeah, it's so good.
Well, the other thing is, a lot of people don't know the modern manga boom is directly attributed to Bleach.
It looks good, dude.
Yeah, because
it was good back when it first came out. So
the two big ones right now, the creators were basically the proteges of him, of Kubo. They're big time inspired by him. They worked with him, yeah. I think it's the same one. I think they're having the same one that did it before.
Same one, okay. Because
Studio Pierrot.
Yeah, because it all looks very, very same. I mean, obviously it's better quality nowadays because it's nowadays, but all the characters look the same.
Well, they better damn well have the bouncy booby lady. That's all I got to say.
Of course she will be. There's Kenpachi, and there's my two.
There's more than one. Don't worry.
Because that's his bank. I don't ruin that because he's not actually older either. Okay.
There's Ichigo. There's Strawberry.
Yeah.
Ichigo. I love that bit when he fights Aizen, when he just he's slicing the mountains. Like Aizen's like, "This is my power," and he's like, "Yeah, that's not your power, mate." So fucking funny. Dear.
It looks
good.
It
takes me back.
Looks very good.
I watched this one as it came out.
Yeah,
I remember it.
And it was an interesting idea when it came out too. I remember that because the general idea behind it. I'm going back over here. The general idea behind it is he's a Shinigami or a Grim Reaper, right? He gets kind of pulled into that, and the whole idea, I think, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but the concept is the bleach aspect of is to cleanse the soul, right?
That's what we think. Kubo's never exactly explained why it's called bleach, but that is the most prominent theory, is because they cleanse souls, they don't destroy them, and one of their antagonists does destroy them, and that's what their conflict is over. Yeah. So
it's quite possible he did name it because it's cool as well.
Well, what they think sounds cool. That's always a conversation.
It works, though, doesn't it? I mean, the character's got technically bleached hair for a Japanese personality as well. So there's multiple meanings for it if you think about it. I mean, it's not bleached, but you know what it would be.
Well,
but how many Japanese people bleach their hair? We would go ginger.
Well, here's the thing: the Japanese have to go to a great amount of lengths to get blonde hair, and actually will make it fall out. But the white hair thing is not about bleaching. Has no connection. Here in the Asian or Eastern mythology or religiosity, I guess, white hair represents someone who's special.
His hair's not white. Because I know there is a lot of characters with actual white hair, but his hair's ginger.
Is it? I thought he was white-haired.
No, he doesn't have white hair. He has ginger hair.
Oh, thus the Strawberry. Okay, I thought he had white hair.
He doesn't have white hair. There's a lot of characters with white hair, and I know what you're saying because I get that, but his hair's not white.
Oh, okay.
It's ginger.
No, you're right. It is ginger. Thus the Strawberry. Okay, I get it. It. I've forgotten. But like I said, it was just kind of on. And because like I said, I know you're right, because I always pay attention to what my kids were watching, right?
Oh yeah. No, Bleach is good. Bleach, it's
Skip
not
the fillers.
it's not too gratuitous like a lot of them are,
No,
and
sorry.
it's got I still
Gratuitous.
say Ichigo is the best shonen main character in my opinion. I've watched a whole bunch of them, and a lot of people complain that he doesn't have like this big overarching goal because like
But
Naruto
he
did
is
and all these
cool.
others do.
Yeah, I get.
But that to me makes him better because he's not in it for himself. He just keeps trying to protect people and keeps getting dragged into other stuff while doing it.
Is he the too cool for school character?
He's
A bit.
he's like he can't be fucked, but yeah,
Yeah.
but he will always do the right thing.
Right. He'll always
He's still got the
protect people and
typical shonen
defend people.
attitude to things. Yeah.
Yeah. But he's not an idiot either. A lot of them are stupid.
Yeah, no,
Ichigo's
I
not an
hate
idiot.
that. I hate that.
Yeah.
Actually, I kind of agree with my son. His favorite manga and anime of all time is Full Metal Alchemist, the second iteration, not the first.
Yeah, Brotherhood. Yeah,
It's
it's really
freaking,
good.
and I agree, it's epically good. And you have characters that are not stupid, and it's wonderful. But
Yeah.
but
It
anyway,
has
moving
stupid
on.
moments in it though. It
It
just still
did,
have silly
but you
things.
know what I mean. Like Hunter
I do
Hunter.
know what you mean.
What an idiot.
Or like Naruto.
Dude,
how he's
Hunter
just a
Naruto,
complete
what
Hunter
an
idiot.
is
idiot.
so freaking dark. You probably not watching enough Hunter Hunter.
My
Seen
son
it when they
likes
start
that too.
eating
Yeah.
children and things like
No,
that.
I'm very excited. Bleach was my first actual anime that I loved. I loved it so much I went and read the manga once the anime was taken off the air.
that's why
I'm
I like
glad
the
it's coming
cinematic.
back. Now's the perfect time to do it because everything's so popular and its style is dominating manga right now with Jujutsu Kaisen
Yeah.
and Demon Slayer. It's very much inspired by Bleach.
Maybe they bring the music back because I met the
it's music,
guitarist. They did all the the Grand Espada arc and all that sort of stuff. All the classic Spanish guitar. I met that guitarist. Freaking awesome
that's
guy.
cool.
Yeah, they did. They even
that
remixed
was
his
he needs to be
original
back.
the Ichigo theme. They remixed it #1
Mm.
for the trailer. So if you watch the trailer, they have a remixed version of
I
it.
haven't watched it.
It's actually the funny part about it is the song is like a black empowerment song for like black women. Like it's a Yes Queen Slay song, but for some reason Japan decided, this will be Ichigo's song. There it is.
There is a little extra Japanese aspect to that you guys might be interested in, since you're fans. He is Strawberry. And everyone refers to him as Strawberry here in Japan. But there is an alternate kanji meaning of Ichigo if you use a different kanji for it, and it means rising spirit.
Yeah.
And I have a
Probably
feeling
makes more sense.
that the guy kind of was going for the double entendre there.
He does. I think it also mean like protector or something like that too, because they play with that a lot. Like people make reference to it because it also can mean 15 or something because there's a lot of 15s around him.
Ichi 1 go 5.
Yeah, so he plays with all that stuff a lot, and he's very aware of the fact that he named him something kind of silly.
Yeah,
but it
15
works.
would be Ju Go, but
Yeah.
Ichi Go is 1 and 5.
I'm thinking about that. Have you seen that new anime that's coming out based on? Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah, but anyway, I put this up because I know my kids would be excited about it, and I'll probably hear them talking about it when they come back here next week. So, anyway, moving along. Oh, yeah.
I do go Karate is coming out.
Wonder Woman and Supergirl put into a homosexual relationship in DC Comics' Dark Knights of Steel miniseries.
That makes no sense. I mean, I've not read the comics, but in all the DC animated movies, all she wants to do is sleep with Superman and Batman all the time.
Yeah.
Ooh, lick me down there, Diana. Yeah, okay.
That's Supergirl then.
This is
Why-
fanfic, dude. Fanfic shit.
Exactly. Why do they
does look
need
like-
Wonder Woman to be a lesbian? I don't understand.
They desperately want these two to hook up, dude. And
I feel like they're wanting all the superheroes to die out because they'll never have fucking kids.
and who was
they
it?
would.
And who was it that was talking about it? Was it John Diller or was it Booster? Something about always wanting to throw a dick on one of these and fuck the other. I can't remember who. I think it was Booster. And it's like, what this fanfic shit? Why do they always want to? Booster taught me about shipping as well. Why do they always want to ship these weird combinations together? I mean, Diana certainly comes from a culture that probably had lesbianism. I'm assuming she's probably had lesbian action. I mean, she's how old? I mean, Jesus. I mean, she's thousands of years old, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she lived on an island with women. So I'm kind of thinking she's already done that bit. But she's all about the Superman, dude.
Yeah, definitely. When
I
I knew
mean, who
that, I
wouldn't
didn't
be?
read fucking comics.
And since when
Who
is
wouldn't
Power
be?
Girl a feminist?
I don't
I don't even know
know
who Power Girl
because
is.
they all must be. You see,
Oh, it's not Power Girl. It's a Supergirl. Sorry.
absolute heresy for a female to not be. So they must all be. You
Yeah,
see.
I don't know, dude. But it's just they do. They're not alluding. They did it.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Did it? It's a
Yeah,
thing.
right here. They did it.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I don't read comics.
My God.
Lucky everyone who does. It's
so
so
everybody's
sad,
got to
man.
be gay now. That's the rule. Everybody's got to be gay.
Everybody. So the only one who's not gay now is Batman. He's the only one
Oh, give
who
him
isn't gay
time.
yet.
They couldn't
Pattinson is
Oh, they'll get to
certainly-
him.
that, surely.
Don't
Could
worry,
you
him and
imagine
Dick
making
Grayson are
Batman
going to
gay?
definitely make out at some point. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I guarantee you, old Pattinson could do the gay thing, for reasons.
Did he?
Gay
Yeah.
for Prey?
I mean, at least he hated what he did when he did that stupid vampire movie.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like, he understood, but he
You
made
got to
he made
give him
bank
credit
though.
for saying he didn't like it. Yeah, of course
Like,
he
I
does.
like
Why he
that
did the
money.
movie.
My God, dude. Well,
It's just
the
stupid.
lesbians are happy because this is a dream come true. The ancient goddess is molesting the child here. There we go.
The
more
alien
pedophilia.
child. Yeah.
Yeah.
The alien child.
The alien child. Because that's what this is. This is an ancient goddess
Yes.
and a young alien girl.
Yeah.
That's what this is, right?
That's fine though. You see, if they're gay, it's fine.
Okay.
I don't think anybody would be
Hey.
cool if Superman was banging like one of the young Amazons, right? If he was just having his way with that, I don't think anybody would be cool with it. But for some reason, it's okay if it's the other way around.
Well, didn't they have a comic run where Batman had sex with Batgirl? Didn't they? He
Probably.
like fucked her on a roof or something. Pretty sure they did. And I was like, huh? I mean, this is before she became Oracle, right? Before she got shot by the Joker. Now, I mean, she's legally an adult, I guess, but I mean, Jesus, Bruce.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's legally an adult. Does it matter?
Well, she's what, 19, 20 in that thing? I mean, and he's what, 40? I mean,
Yeah.
I guess legal.
Especially
it doesn't
since
matter.
it's like, well, the age thing is less so much as like the dynamic of those two. Like she looks up to him. It's kind of a teacher-student thing. I don't know. It just seems a little wrong to me.
Well, it just shows
Shouldn't
you
be
the
something
idiots
to
that
do.
are in charge. They don't understand the concept of what these books are supposed to be doing. They're not just telling stories. They're setting moral fiber. That's the whole point. Don't you remember when you were a kid, like say G.I. Joe, and they would have all these action things you would watch, and at the end the G.I. Joes would come up and give you some PSA. I mean,
Yes.
there's a purpose behind it. It's the Aesop's fable concept, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus,
It's
dumbasses.
just dumb.
right.
Dumb.
Now,
Oh boy, here we go.
I
I'm gonna let you go. I'm just gonna.
okay.
There you go.
All right. Wizards of the Coast removes lore deemed problematic from Dungeons and Dragons. Now, here's the thing.
I read this.
Now, they were kind of got their panties in a bunch a year or so ago, about a whole bunch of dumbass shit because they're dumbass people. But recently, all the new books that are being published have had errata added to them. Now, errata, of course, is changes and updates to the text of a book, right? And of course, they mentioned that there was errata. They did put errata, but they didn't say what the errata was. Of course not. But
Say
the
errata one more time.
say what?
Never mind, I was taking the piss.
But the autists of the internet, God bless them, went and bought all these new books and went through them word for word and dug it all out. Aren't they wonderful, Thundero?
Lovely. We're just the best people.
These are my brothers. Don't you dare disparage them.
No, they are. They're good people. The internet, Chester, I don't know if you've noticed or if you've checked the scorecard lately, but the internet is still undefeated. Hasn't been done yet.
Yeah.
Can't be done.
Yeah. Don't mess with the autists, dude. But anyway, so I'm not going to go and read this entire article, but understand that these books have been changed. The Curse of Strahd, Dungeon Master's Guide, Player's Handbook, Storm King's Thunder Adventure module, Sword Coast Adventures Guide, actually a player's aid, Tales from the Yawning Portal modules, stories, Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, another player development book, Tomb of Annihilation, the classic remade, and Volo's Guide to Monsters, which is it's a monster book, but it also is a player aid as well. All these books have been changed, and everything in the future, of course, will be changed. And what have they changed? Well, mainly it's about the orcs, although other things too, beholders and kobolds, because they can't be bad guys anymore. Okay, so why can't the bad guys be the bad guys, Thundero?
Well, that's a good question.
Yeah. Well,
I think if I had to, hazard a guess, it's because the people who now are writing these things are the bad guys. You see, they have the traits of the bad guys, and they don't want to represent those as negative, because then they'd have to look in the very scariest of places, the mirror.
Yes, that's true. But what they've done is they've taken away every negative trait from all of these problematic races. So they're not bad guys anymore. They're just simply people, I guess. And of course, it all comes down to this, because the orc, as you know, is Black Man. Take a look at the Black Man here in front of you. See this Black Man?
Yes.
You see that?
Yes. When I see orcs, I just immediately assume they're of African descent. That's clearly what Tolkien and all of the creators of the orc were going for with the orcs.
Clearly not Neanderthals at all.
No.
White people, no. And here's another Black Man. Look at that Black Man.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've seen plenty of them that look just like that, with the nose and the fangs and the tusks. I don't know what everybody's problem is. This is a perfect analogy.
Yeah,
perfect.
This Black Man too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Damn Black Man. So it's racism.
So stupid.
It's so stupid. But they've gone as far because we've already seen every book that comes out, which they don't come out with a lot of books for 5th edition. They're really underselling it, and I think Hasbro has them tight under a thumb, right? And good that they're doing it. Actually, at first I was frustrated. Now I'm like, thank God, someone over there has some sense. They're only putting out very little books, and every book they push it. The last book had gay and lesbian kisses in it. Right, Tasha's Cauldron there, that which I have right here next to me. And it's like, well, first of all, aside from the idiot at the table who says, if there's any girls there, I want to do them. Besides that, there is not really sexuality in D&D.
No.
Right? Or Lord of the Rings, for that matter, which is the inspiration. Let's be fair.
Yes.
Whereas Conan, on the other hand, because a lot of people say D&D is inspired by Conan, and I said, no, it's not. Not even close. It's all Lord of the Rings. Conan is full of sexuality. Absolutely to the brim of it. Which is interesting that Conan is fucking so many girls because, Howard himself was a gay man. Right? Yes. But it is interesting that he could separate his own desires from himself and
I would say it's because he had the insight into men to understand that to men, especially a man like that, that would be something to value, a conquest, a prize. That's what he would see women as, and he quite literally does see women as Conan does.
Conan's not a good guy.
No,
he's not a good guy.
He's not a moral character you're supposed to look like. That's who I want to be, right there.
No,
that's it. No.
Right, but a lot of people try to say that, and no, Conan has nothing to do with D&D. D&D is Gary Gygax, Dave Ernst, and of course later with some other guys. It's their love and adoration of Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. That's what it is, and therefore it doesn't carry sexuality into it. Sure, artists are going to draw a succubus sexy because they're a frickin' succubus, but there's no actual overriding sexuality into it until now. And not only do we have sexuality, we also now have racism. Fricking orcs. Rabbit, you're a geek like me and play the D&D. Would you like to tell me what is an orc?
A freaking orc. I don't have another explanation. They're a monster. You kill him. Oh, I mean, I'm going from the Lord of the Rings side. They're like mutated elves and all that, but
Yep. Yeah, they're mutated elves. That's what
yeah,
they are.
didn't they change something about beholders? That's what I read. I thought you were going to go on
They
about that.
did,
That's right, mate.
but also with kobolds and gnolls and stuff, they just took away
Yeah,
all the negative aspects. And here's, but the orc
they're
is the
fucking
focus.
monsters.
They're
I don't get
monsters.
it.
Yeah, the
Not
orc
real.
is a corruption that has been touched by evil. That's
Yeah,
that. It is
from
chaos
the yeah.
Yes.
embodied, right? They also represent the savage, not the
Yes.
barbarian, the savage. And that's the point. That's the threat that they represent. A gnoll. A gnoll is a hyena man, for those of you who don't know. And a
Yes.
gnoll is the absolute pure embodiment of chaos. They kill and they eat, and there is no negotiation with them. None. You don't go up and make trade deals with the fucking gnolls. They eat your face, right? They are pure monsters. The only difference between them and an undead is they are clever, whereas an undead is shambling, right?
Yes.
These are monsters that were put in as monsters for your party to defeat because they represent raw evil. Gnolls, in and of themselves, are interesting because they came into creation because one of the most abominable, evil demons to have ever existed walked on earth, and every step he took spawned his evil in flesh. The Gnoll. That you go Yungo or whatever his name is. But nevertheless, this idiocy. What are we supposed to be fighting now? The police?
You see, Chester,
Capitalism?
if you
Find my
just
fucking
took
printer
those
in a minute.
orcs and raised them in the right environment, you see, those orcs would no longer be savage, and they'd be the good guys, and they would be just like everybody else because diversity.
Well, to be fair, in the Forgotten Realms, which is one of the probably the major campaign world in D&D, most of its cosmology is built around it. There is a second group of orcs that were brought in
Mhm.
long ago by the Nethril through portals from a different world. They're called Gray Orcs. They are more civilized. They're
Yes.
they're a little bit different, but the standard hoarding green orc, they are nothing but death,
Yes.
even to
They're
each other.
monsters.
But whatever. Uh, not now. They're all goody two shoe guys now. So what are we allowed to kill now? I don't know. Maybe we're not allowed to kill anything. Maybe we're going to turn around and be like my wife when I asked her if she wanted to play D&D with us, and she said, "Can I be a cook?" Fucking unbelievable.
She just said yes.
Sure. Why not? Why not?
Sure, why not?
Somebody's got to make the food. Shit.
But maybe that's what it turns into. Maybe D&D is going to become the future role playing cooking show. Maybe that's what it is. Anyway. But they do mention other things other than orcs. But you can tell when you read between the lines, is that this is racism toward a black man. And here's the ironic thing for me, guys. Thinking that this is supposed to represent a black person, isn't that kind of racist?
I mean,
Yes,
well,
Isn't that
everyone
kind of
knows it
like
is.
calling a black man a monkey?
Yeah, it's worse. In fact, monkeys are at least not evil.
Yeah.
They're pricks, but they're not evil. Orcs are supposed to be an evil species.
Yeah.
They have no goodness within them. And the reason why the other orcs, look different is because they're a different species of orc, right?
Yep.
They're a different race,
Different
whatever.
race of orc.
So
Yeah.
they have those traits within them. These orcs don't. That's why they're evil. I don't understand why this is a complicated concept for these people, other than the fact that they're idiots.
Just a fucking muscly green thing with teeth. I don't understand any of it. It makes
Yeah,
no
why do
sense
we have
me.
to give them? Why do they have to be any deeper than that? They're muscly green things with teeth that are humanoid. That's pretty
Well,
much
Yeah,
it.
they just like
I
to
can-
beat the shit out of things and
can-
eat people.
That's right, and they literally are cannibals. But because they're supposed to be evil, the thing that you're happy to kill. It's just and adventurous to take the evil out, right? But I can even go deeper. To be fair, Dungeons and Dragons has fleshed orcs out more than Tolkien ever did, right? Because
Yeah.
they just were
Right.
represented the foot soldier of evil is all they really were. But D&D has fleshed them out. They've had more time, right, decades to flesh it out, and it goes even deeper. In D&D, you can play a half orc, and that's not what they've done here. Is the half orc has been made super nice and a super good guy, but they just took it a further step and made all orcs like that. But the thing is,
Yeah.
that's a misnomer. All orcs are half orc, all
Yeah.
of them, because
that makes
they
sense.
rape and murder. They do not mate. They do not have loved ones. That's not how their society works, and it's intentionally. They're made as this despicable, horrible, evil thing, so that you are inspired to go and murder like them. Right? That's the whole point. But anyway, not to belabor the point of it, but it's just the stupidity everywhere you look. There's dumbness. Idiots. And then changing the beholder. You know what a beholder is? You know what they represent in D&D? Pure.
I was just thought they were just annoying.
Well, no, they're
terrifying
pure,
eyeball monsters.
unadulterated narcissism. That's what they
Mhm.
represent. Right? And now they're trying to soften the beholder? Why? Is this racism too? Is that what a black man looks like now? Is that the black man?
Because they're
Dragon's going to
narcissists.
become like I don't know, nice people now. Right?
Yeah. Well,
It just seems stupid. It's like they don't want evil.
No,
involved in...
this is the problem, right? Is when you have these people who I call them linguistic autists. They're not autistic, but they behave towards language like autistic people towards everyday activity. They just don't know. Their brain doesn't process it the same way. So when they see something like a beholder, right, that's very simple in its description. I mean, it might have some backstory, but basic description's pretty simple. And what it represents and things like that. They can't process. That can't be all it is. There has to be more. So they can't stop. And they just keep going and regressing and regressing and regressing until eventually it's not actually that bad of a thing. It's just misunderstood or whatever nonsense. They've done this with other things too, like you said, the orcs, but they've done it in other franchises and things too, where when you're telling a story or you're making a mythos, sometimes you just have a bad guy because you need a bad guy. That's it. They don't need any more depth than that. They're just the bad guy because the world has decided that they're the creator of the world has decided that they're the bad guy. There's no deep meaning. Sometimes, as Freud would say, sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. It's okay. You don't have to go any deeper than that. You don't have to rebake the cake, guys.
Sure.
The cake's made. Eat it or don't. All right?
Yeah.
like
Well, I mean, the beholder is basically the full, obsessive greed of Gollum mixed with the intellect of Sauron. That's what a beholder is, right? But I mean, once again, kobolds. Kobolds are just these little stupid lackeys of the dragons, right? In modern D&D. But they went to all this thing. Now, here's the good thing, though. Here's the great point. D&D is, and all role-playing games are wonderful in this one particular fact. You can do whatever the hell you want to do.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what they say. You can create the whatever world you want, and that's the great thing about role-playing. So none of this really matters. It's just they're on a damn crusade. And, Hasbro is already trying to get rid of this damn company. They're trying to sell it. I wish I had the money because I'd buy WotC, dude. I would buy it. No, I don't have enough money to buy it. I wish I did, though, because I would buy WotC, dude, just for the freaking principle of it. But I don't know how much you think they'd sell WotC for. $1 billion? $500,000? I mean, $500 million? I don't know. But they are trying to get rid of it, though. Hasbro is trying to unburden themselves with this thing, which tells you something because Hasbro's not hurting. They're doing just fine, right? So, but anyway, that's what I have for today. And,
Beautiful.
Yeah. But always trying to mess with the shit I like. Every damn thing I like, they have to go after.
Well, Chester, I will say this: they've gone after all of it, but what goes around comes around. Spider-Man's a good movie, and I think everybody's a Spider-Man fan if you like comics. I've never met the person who dislikes Spider-Man. I think he's kind of everybody's favorite in a way, to be honest. At least at some part of you, he is, right? Like the little boy in you, I think. Especially my generation. If you're a comic fan or you like comic characters, there was a time when Spider-Man was your guy. I guarantee it. I don't
Sure.
care who you are. He was.
Mhm.
And I personally, I've had a rough couple months, so I needed to see a good Spider-Man movie. It's the only reason I went, and I kept hearing from a whole bunch of people who, have a very similar look on these things to me, that it's very good, that it's the best one, it's the best movie since Infinity War, stuff like that. And I'm like, all right, let's go see it.
Do I
And I was
have to watch the one before it?
no, I never did. So no, you don't need to at all. The beginning part of it deals with it very quickly, and then it just goes right off on its own thing. All the characters are characters; they're not just there for cameos, stuff like that. Like it's a movie. It's a well-crafted movie written by adult men with mature brains, and they know how to tell a story, a mature story without being gratuitous or grotesque. So I was very happy, very surprised. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that I wanted to see Tom Holland as Spider-Man again, but I do. That's how good they do with this.
Do they minimize Zendaya's screen time?
Yes.
Does she die in the end?
No.
God
I'm not
damn it.
answering that question. I have no
I can
comment
hope and pray.
on the fate of Miss MJ in that movie. I have no comment.
All right, fine. They don't turn her into some superhero, do they? My God.
No.
Okay, fine. All right. Well, thank you all very much. Rabbit, you got any kind of closing statements?
No, sorry, I'm busy.
He's busy. All righty then. Well, thank you all very much then for coming. Do keep in mind we are off for 2 weeks. Tomorrow we do have the D&D, I think, and then Thursday we have our Christmas, just Christmas themed Drone Quarter, which should be fun. So come and check that out. But other than that, all of you guys who come in for Night Owls and comics news today, we'll see you in 2 weeks. So later.
Bye.